What is up, guys? It's Blake here from Trade Tracer. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my rules to engage in a trade. That is, my rules to enter a trade. Now, these rules were developed over my trading experience. Just a little bit of background about myself. I've been trading in the stock market for over 8 years. At one point, I did have my own investment advisory firm. I've held licenses of my Series 66, 7, Series 6. Been doing this a long time. I started out trading options, and it's taken me a long time to develop my own personal trading strategy to enter into a trade. Now, there are two scenarios where I like to enter trades. Today, we're going to go over my golden rule to enter a trend trade. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. These are my rules to trade. This is the topic outline. There are essentially 5 primary rules that need to align with one another in order to give yourself a high probability of a trade working out in your favor. Now, the number one most important rule is a very, very simple indicator called the simple moving average. And I like to use the 10-period simple moving average. Now, you can use this depending on your time frame, if you're trading on a weekly time frame, a daily time frame. And if you're a long-term investor, you can use this on a monthly time frame as well to kind of help you figure out if we're in a bull market or a bear market, if you should have your money invested in equities or not. So I typically like to trade off a daily chart or a daily time frame. Simply means each candle on a chart represents 1 day of trading action. And I choose the 10 period or the 10 simple moving average because it gives you essentially 2 full weeks of trading price action. Now, what that simple moving average is it is the average of the close over the previous 10 trading sessions. So what this does is when price starts to move above the 10 SMA, it's telling you that the price of the equity or whatever you're trading is moving above the average of the previous 10 trading sessions. So that's the first indicator, the 10 SMA. And I'm going to go over here to Facebook. We have the MA10 right here. You can see 10-period moving average. And that is this black line that we're watching. Now, today is February 18th, 2020. And we had a trade trigger for us on February 13th. That's this candle right here. And this gave us rules to enter our trade. Now, the first thing that we were watching was a move and close above this 10-period moving average, and that happened on the 12th. And we want to wait for what I call price strength confirmation, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But essentially what price strength confirmation is that price moves past what the trend would indicate. So if this is the 12th and we closed at a high, or we closed on the 12th at, 210.76, then the next trading day, it would have to close higher than this trading day session. So we closed at 213.14 on this day on the 13th. Now, this alone, 2 candles closing above the 10-period moving average, puts the trade of stock moving in your direction in your favor. Now, that's just one aspect of me getting into a trade. That's what I like to watch, is price structure. So that's the 10-period moving average, and price confirmation we just talked about. Now, price strength confirmation, you can have price strength or price weakness confirmation depending on if you're longing a stock or going short. In bull markets, the only direction that I'm going to trade is up. I'm only going to go long in a bull market. You'll never see me try to short anything if the overall market trend is in an uptrend or in a bull market. So price confirmation is when price moves past and clears the previous day's trading close, okay? So that's price strength confirmation. So first off, we need to have the price, if we're going to long, we need price to move above the 10 SMA. And secondly, we need the next day's trading session to move past the previous day's trading session close, and that gives us price strength confirmation. So those two right there will put the odds of the trade in your favor. Next is the trend. Now, what am I talking about when I'm talking about trend? Well, let's go ahead and talk about trend a little bit. When I'm talking about trend, I'm talking about the overall stock market trend. Is the trend in an uptrend? Is it in a downtrend? Because I want to make sure that I am trading with that trend. Now we have the weekly chart pulled up here on the S&P 500, and if you don't know how to read trend, all you have to do is look at the slope. Look at the slope of the 10 SMA. The slope is up, right? So this is trending upwards. Over here, we're trending downwards. The slope is down. Okay, so that's a very simple way for you to figure out, are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Pull up a weekly chart and figure it out. Look at the slope of the 10 SMA. That's all you got to do. So right now, the S&P 500 on a weekly time frame is in an uptrend. So for me and my personal trading strategy, I will only be looking to go long stocks. All right, I'm not looking to short anything, because trying to short something in this super strong uptrend, man, good luck. Those odds are stacked against you. But guess what? If you're going long in this nice weekly uptrend, you're going to have a better probability of that trade working out in your favor. So that's what I'm talking about when I say trend. Make sure the trend of the trade is in your favor. All right, so now let's go back to Facebook. All right, so if we were to take this Facebook trade on a daily time frame, we've got a close over the 10 SMA, price strength confirmation of the next day's trading session closing higher than this previous candle, and the trend is up in the overall general market, right? We just looked at the S&P 500 on a weekly time frame. The trend is up. We looked at the slope of the 10 SMA. And so we're looking to go long this stock, and we actually are long on this stock right now as I'm making this video. And so that's trend. Finally is MACD. All right. Now MACD is an acronym. It stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. Don't get too caught up in that. All it is it's a momentum indicator. And when we trade trends, momentum is a big factor, because when momentum is on your side, it can help carry that stock or carry that equity, whatever you're trading, in that same direction. All right. So the MACD is down here. You can see MACD. And we have a fresh MACD bullish crossover on our MACD indicator. So we have the blue moving through the red, and you can see that this is what we call a MACD bullish crossover, where the momentum is basically, this is telling us the momentum is changing to the upside. Okay, so awesome. Let's go through our checklist real quick. We've got the 10 SMA. All right, we're above the 10 SMA. Price confirmation. Let's see. Yes, we had price confirmation on this day once it cleared here. All right. Trend. All right, the trend. Let's go back to look at the SPY. Right. SPY on a weekly time frame. Nice. You can see the slope of the 10 SMA is up. Awesome. Okay, let's go back to Facebook real quick. A trade that we're actively in right now as I make this video. And market direction. Now, market direction is simply trend, right? So the market direction is up. We are in an uptrend in the overall general market. So those are my rules to trade. So before you ask yourself, should you take this trade, you need to ask yourself, does it fit my rules? And they don't have to be my rules. They can be your rules. These are my rules that I've developed over the past 8 years, experiencing the pain, the joy, everything that can go along with trading in the stock market. This simple outline, my rules to trade for a trend trade, has helped me develop and grow my net worth significantly. And when you get into a trade, you need to ask yourself, if you're going to use this strategy, is price above the 10 SMA? Do I have price strength confirmation on the next day's trading? What is the trend of the market? Is the trend up or down? Do I have MACD in my favor? Is momentum in my favor? And is the overall general stock market, what direction is it heading? All right. So those are the 5 simple questions that you need to ask yourself before you get into any trade. And those are the questions I ask myself every day if I want to go into a trade. That's what I ask myself. Now, it's all about putting the odds of the trade in your favor. So if we utilize RT, or rules to trade, we put the odds of the trade in our favor. It's as simple as that. Don't let the market dictate how you're going to trade. Okay? Take what the market gives you. Don't overthink it. Don't feel like you have to trade every single day. Those are some of the mistakes that I've made in the past. In the past, I felt like I was a trader and I needed to trade every day because that's how I defined myself. Well, no, don't feel like you have to trade every day. Some days aren't good trading days. There's a famous quote by Jesse Livermore, who's a famous trader. He said that 80% of trading is sitting and waiting. So what does he mean by that? A couple different things, actually. There's a time to trade. He also says there's a time to trade and there's a time to go fishing. So what he means by that is there's a time to trade when the market's hot and we're in a nice strong uptrend. And then there's a time to get away from the stock market when the market's choppy or we're in a downtrend. Don't try to force yourself to trade. Trade on the days that present the opportunities for you. Don't feel like you got to trade every day. When you have a winning trade, let that win keep working for you. If you're trading options, and if you follow me, you'll see that I like to buy time on my options, and I also like to buy options that oftentimes are already in the money and have intrinsic value in that option. And there's a reason for that. But use that time to your advantage. Let that trade continue to work for you if it's already working for you. Okay, so guys, this is just a quick outline as to my rules to trade. I just wanted to get this out there for you. If you have any questions, go to my website, tradetracer.io, and there's a contact form at the very bottom. Type in your questions. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So I hope this video is helpful for you and you have a little bit more of an insight as to what I look for when I go to trade, and I'll see you guys again soon.